Welcome back to a brand new episode of Private Parts with me, Liv Bentley. This is the podcast where nothing is off limits. This week, we have a very special guest, and that is nutritionist and author, Steph Robinson. Welcome to Private Parts. Now, you are going to be telling us all about what we should and shouldn't be putting in our bodies. Number one, Marlboro Golds, off the list. First, so you're a holistic nutritionist. Just for anyone listening, Steph is a friend of mine that I have made recently. It's sort of weird being 30 making friends, but it's nice. We met at an event, and now Steph plies me with all the right things I should be having in the morning, like bone broth, not 3 coffees with vanilla syrup. What is a holistic nutritionist?
Okay, so if we're like defining what the difference is between a holistic nutritionist and a nutritionist, basically it's kind of like Western and Eastern medicine, like Chinese medicine versus Western medicine. Okay. Where you would go to like an herbalist to get like acupuncture done to help with headaches versus taking an Advil. I guess you could kind of like classify it as, natural remedies.
Okay. And how did you get into all this?
Basically, I got into it from struggling with really bad acne. That's kind of how it all started. But I've always loved cooking. I've always loved natural remedies. I started seeing a naturopath when I was really young.
A naturopath?
Yeah. A naturopathic doctor.
Oh, I never heard that. That was made up.
So I'm from Canada, just to give context. Yeah. And we, like, everyone goes to well, not everyone, but a lot of people go to naturopaths in Canada.
Bit like a homeopath.
I guess.
I always thought they were a bit woo-woo. As a young child, my mother used to get these brown envelopes, take these pills.
You can go to the naturopath and get blood testing done. Yeah. And things like that done. But they're not giving you a prescription medication.
Yeah. No, that's probably the right way to do it. Yeah. I think that's better. But a lot of people do get into that.
Well, you know why I actually went to it? Because when I was 14 years old, when I was struggling with acne, they told me to start taking birth control. And at 14, that's just a bit crazy. And I actually did start taking it because I was just willing to do anything to help my skin. And I had acne all over my chest and all over my back, and I used to dance. So obviously I didn't want acne all over my body. It was just gross. But so I basically went to the doctor and I was like, what can I do about this? I went to the dermatologist. They gave me the birth control and I was so nauseous, so sick. I just felt so off from taking it.
Did it help at all?
No, and it didn't even help. I only took it for 3 months and then I went to the naturopath. And she actually, the biggest thing that I noticed, and I was like, wow, this is so different. She sat me down and talked to me for an hour about everything going on in my life. Really? And I was really struggling with like stress and eating and so many different things.
What do you think it actually came down to mainly?
Definitely from my diet, I think, for sure. And stress. Because when I was a dancer, my dance teacher was so strict on being skinny.
Really?
Always. Like you just had to be, she wouldn't actually outright say that, but like you had to be really skinny. And it just kind of created this really bad relationship with food for me.
What was your diet like?
It was always just like quick, low calorie. My mom always cooked like very healthy, but when I was just like eating myself, it would be like low calorie, snacky foods. Like, you know, those foods that are like on the label 100 calories only, but they're full of shit.
Oh, so you have those horrific things with 10 calories in?
But like, or even just like sugar-free things with aspartame, like those things wear and tear on your gut. So anyways, I was just kind of down a bad spiral like that. And it just affected my skin.
And then how long did you follow these sort of new, what's it called, naturopath, for your skin to then suddenly clear up?
Yeah, I went to her for honestly most of high school. And then my skin got really bad again when I went to uni. And then I kind of like reverted back to
what it was,
natural remedies a little bit more. And then that's when it like actually cleared up for like good. I mean, I do struggle with acne still every once in a while, but like nowhere near what it used to be.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Oh,
you have to insert a photo of how bad it was.
And then how did you then get into influencing? You just got more followers from starting talking about all of this stuff?
Yeah, I worked at a clinic and then like teaching people, doing nutrition coaching and everything. And I just started sharing my recipes to find clients. And I was like actually cooking in people's homes too, like teaching them how to cook properly, everything. Yeah. And then, yeah, I just started gaining.
Do you have to study to be a nutritionist?
Yeah.
Like, what exams do you have to do?
Well, I went to school for business actually. And then after that, I went to school for nutrition, holistic nutrition.
Okay.
So it's 3 years.
Do you, because of now with the way Instagram is, do you think that, not that it's unfair, but that the majority of people out there who have a following talk about certain things one should and shouldn't do, and what an actual nutrition, like everyone's advised to do a multitude of different things, like drink whatever it is in the morning or do that. Do you think it's sort of Instagram's changed? I'm trying to explain this one thing. Do you think social media has become almost toxic with the amount of sort of potentially fake nutritionists that are out there? Because if you go on like your For You page, there's so many people are plugging different things, and you never know actually if it's legit or if it's like a branded thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I know. I actually was talking to someone the other day and they asked me the same question, like, oh, did you even go to school for that? I don't take it as an insult, but because it's like, I don't know, whatever. But it's you can become like a health coach by taking a program for like 6 months.
Yeah.
So anyone can kind of say they are like certified and no one really knows, you know? So yeah, I think honestly like 90% of the internet is bullshit.
Yeah. No, I kind of do too.
That's why I try and be very, like, I want to give people knowledge and information, but the thing is you can't generalize nutrition. Like everyone's body is very different. And if someone's 60 years old and someone's 20 years old, they're going to be very different. What their body needs is very different.
Yeah.
You know, and depends on how much they work out, what their genetics are like. Like it's really hard to generalize a lot of information. There's certain things you obviously can, but yeah.
No, because I just think it's so, I mean, social media is a powerful thing in positive, but also negative. And it's silly things like, and this is no shade on Hailey Bieber because I fucking love her. Yeah. But you know that is it Air One smoothie? Yeah. Like that is viral, but what the hell is in it? Like, is that actually even any good for you?
Yeah, that's another thing. I've had it before and it just tastes like a milkshake, but I think there's like, I calculated it, it's like 40 to 50 grams of sugar in it.
But this is
so the thing is because it's branded as healthy skin glow, that's the whole thing that I honestly want to get across to people too, is because something's branded a certain way, people can slap whatever they want on anything, and marketing that people can go do whatever, especially in the US. Here, I think it's a bit more strict, but it actually has so much sugar. Like there's maybe a couple ingredients like sea moss, I forget what exactly what's in it, that would be branded as something that would help your skin, so they can say it's going to help your skin, but it's so much sugar. Even though it's a natural sugar, it's still a lot of sugar. Yeah. And that's what I talk about a lot, is like balancing out your blood sugar.
Do you think that's probably one of the worst factors for skin is sugar?
Yeah, I think so.
How does one help it? Like, I'm not being funny. When I'm hormonal, I will take it down. Bars and bars of chocolate, sweets. You've never seen anything like it.
I think the first thing would be you kind of have to transform your taste buds over time. Like if you were to just actually cold turkey cut out sugar for 2 weeks, your taste buds would completely change. So you would stop craving them. Yeah, you're probably on a bit of a blood sugar roller coaster right now, where especially with the 3 coffees in the morning. And if you're doing like even sugar-free vanilla syrup, that's still affecting your blood sugar in a way. Like it's not going to spike your blood sugar, but it's going to have the same reaction to your taste buds. That's why if someone's drinking Diet Coke or any of these like aspartame, Splenda based anything, it's still affecting your taste buds. You're still going to crave that sweet thing. It's not necessarily going to have the same caloric impact on your body, but it will have you craving the same thing because your body's reacting the same way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. How do you balance your like social media and your actual sort of like personal life? Do you think your social media reflects exactly how you are in normal life?
I don't think my social media does, actually. In a way it does, but like I think there's actually much more to me. I'm pretty closed off online, I think, honestly. I know I don't think it's bad either, but I also don't think people know me that well. But I mean, honestly, like I started posting online, like I said, to gain nutrition clients. Like that's literally why I started posting. So, and to share recipes. My content has pivoted a bit more to more of me, I guess, in a way, even though it's like really not that much. But yeah, but how I live my day-to-day life, yes, for sure. I always have like some sort of something hooked up to me, like my red light mask and my bone broth.
Okay, right, I'll be honest.
I'm in the sauna. I'm doing like legs up on the wall.
I do all
but
of
I think
that.
everyone
on the wall,
does.
by the way, is a phenomenal thing. Because I suffer with circulation things, so I do like that, which is truly shocking for someone like me.
Yeah.
I want to know day to day. So how do you start your day and then how do you finish it? All the sort of like health things that you do throughout the day that are like non-negotiable.
I wake up really early at like 5:30-ish, same as you. Maybe you're earlier actually. I don't look at my phone when I wake up. I have this alarm clock that I actually swear by that wakes me up with like meditative music and a sunrise. Okay. Yeah, so I try not to look at my phone for like the first 15 minutes because honestly, the first thing that you look at when you wake up will actually really impact your day. Like if you get on your phone, instantly you're spiking your cortisol levels by reading emails, text messages. Like you don't know what you're going to open your phone to, you know?
Yeah.
It's instantly going to affect you. So I like to set the tone for the day just myself. Okay. And then I'll have water usually, warm water, because actually cold things are harsher on your system. You want to just like warmer things, natural things a little bit more. Then I'll have my bone broth.
Steph, we went on a walk the other day and Steph brought me a bone broth in a little coffee cup.
Yeah.
And funny enough, it was quite good.
I think it's really going to be trending soon. I think it's starting to really
what
be
actually
a thing,
is the benefit of bone broth?
But I started drinking it like 6 years ago when I met this girl. She was actually the most gorgeous, like energized person I've ever met. Most gorgeous skin. I was like, what do you do? She's like, I drink broth all day. And if you think about it, like it's an ancient remedy that people do. And like if you're ever sick, like people drink broth. Like why would you not drink it day to day? The reason why I started drinking it though was really for my skin and for my hormones. Like I used to be addicted to coffee. I used to I would wait until like 1 o'clock to eat and just drink coffee and be like a jittery, anxious psychopath.
Talking about my daily routine over there.
But I also have ADHD, so like that's really bad for me. So if I'm drinking coffee, not eating anything, I'm just like,
well, yeah, but what's the actual problem? Because you see it all the time. Everyone says don't drink coffee on an empty stomach, which I do understand that, or not first thing in the morning. But then a gentleman popped up to my For You page saying that actually coffee is a health thing. So I don't. What's the issue with it, or what's the?
Yeah, they're both right, honestly, because coffee is great. It's filled with antioxidants. Like it actually is amazing. The one thing is though, is you want to be getting a good source because coffee actually contains the most mold out of anything. It's very moldy and mold is horrible. I had a bad stint with mold and it made my skin really, really bad.
Okay. I mean, no, because there's also that whole thing of if you wait and then drink a coffee later, you actually have more energy.
Okay, so yes, this is what I was going to say. Is the coffee, you want your body actually, like, I think the thing is people have like lost the plot a little bit because they're doing all of these things. They're doing too much. And I think actually people need to simplify things a little bit more. Meanwhile, I'm saying I drink bone broth in the morning, but like if you actually do let your body work in a natural way and you just wake up like with the sun and you just let your body wake up naturally rather than putting something in it that's spiking your cortisol, spiking your energy levels so much. It's not a natural process for your body. Like as soon as you wake up, it's like going like this when you should just be going kind of like this. And that's why when it goes like this, you'll just have a massive crash in the afternoon. And that's why people crash around 2 or 3 o'clock. They need another coffee or they need a sweet treat and then they have cravings. That's why coffee and cravings are always kind of linked as well. So the best thing to do if you're a coffee drinker, and I don't think coffee's bad by any means, it's actually really great, is wait 2-3 hours after waking up to have it. And try having something before coffee. That's why I started drinking bone broth because at least it's something. It's obviously not a meal, but it's putting something in your body. I mean, there's collagen, L-glutamine in it, amino acids, there's protein. Like, it's great because, again, I was always someone that ate later in the day. So if you have that, or you just even like have like a little yogurt bowl or something, then you'll feel so much better. Try it out and see how you feel. You will definitely go through probably a couple of days where you feel a bit fatigued, but after that,
much better. Yeah, because my problem is the energy, and I get to 2:00, and I know I wake up at 5 with an alarm, but then naturally I actually do wake up at 5 anyway. I am a fucking old spinster, but like I don't have an appetite in the morning, and I know everyone will go, well, that's because of the cigarettes. It probably is to do with the cigarettes, but I never wake up hungry.
No, me neither. But that's the thing is, I think as women, like a lot of us are always trying to be skinny in a way.
Yeah.
So like we've kind of trained our bodies to starve a little bit in the morning, as bad as it sounds, but I just think it's real. Like a lot of people just try not to eat as much as they should, but it's actually better if you do eat earlier in the day and then stop eating maybe at like 5 o'clock. That's so much better for your digestion. Where I used to get it so wrong. I used to eat at like 1 and then I would eat my last meal at like 8 and I would be starving. And like the other thing is if you're eating a lot at once, it's really hard on your digestion. And that's when people will start having issues like SIBO and a lot of bloating and like all of these gut issues that people are having now, and hormones as well is a big one.
Because gut health is now like one of the biggest topics when you talk about anything wellness related. It's all done.
Yeah.
What determines a good gut health? How does one even know?
Yeah. Well, the thing is like you should actually be going to the washroom like 3 times a day. And I think people have normalized
not doing that.
People actually come to me and they go to the washroom like 2 times a week and they're like, that's good. Like I feel good.
What?
But I
twice
don't
a week
think yes, and that's like normal for them. But it's not. And you know what? Like I went through a bad stint where I was like not going properly. I went to the doctor and he literally told me, he was like, that's fine. That's normal. Like maybe just drink some Metamucil and you'll feel better. And I'm like,
oh my God.
No, that's not how it works. Like I feel like actual shit. But I actually think like people don't even know how good they can feel. Like I think people have just normalized feeling so tired, fatigued, like stomach issues. Like they don't even realize how bad they feel.
Like very common. Actually, what was I reading something the other day? It was saying skinnier girls tend to seem to have more issues with gut. That's probably, I don't know what that is. But no, but as a girl, I think this is too much information. If I go away with a boyfriend, can't go to loo. I just can't. It's just, and then that's probably worse for you is not going.
Yeah, because when you're not going, you're just like reabsorbing all the toxins and everything back into your system. And that will actually like cause breakouts as well. I think women though are, their bodies are much more dependent on like emotions in a way. Yeah. Like even when I've been in like bad relationships, you could like see it come out in a lot of different ways. Whereas men, I think they're detached a bit more.
No, I completely agree with that. Because also I feel like your body holds on to it. So you're holding on to everything.
Yeah.
I feel like women's bodies are a lot more susceptible to things. Like when I used to have my hair falling out, everyone used to say, don't stress about it. How the fuck can you say to someone, don't stress about your hair falling out? If I get stressed, or not stressed, I suppose my diet does go straight to shit and I can't do anything about it. Like when I go through a breakup, I just don't have an appetite. And then I can drop weight quickly. I think I can put it back on pretty quickly as well. Yeah. But it messes everything up so much. And the same with my hormones. Like I'd love to get to a place where everything is just balanced, but it never seems to be.
This is the thing, like what you said about skinnier women having issues with gut health. I think it's because kind of related, but men versus women are much more emotional, like much more emotional eaters, emotional in so many ways. Like if you're going through a breakup, you might just not be eating, you deprive yourself. Like the food and emotional connection is way stronger than in men. And I think that's when a lot of issues happen, because let's say if someone were to have an eating disorder and they're starving themselves or whatever it might look like, binge eating, whatever, that really, really affects your gut. And a lot of girls that come to me, unfortunately, they've had maybe issues. I honestly think like 95% of women have had some sort of issue with eating at some point in their life, you know? And they'll come to me and they have so many gut issues and hormone issues because of something that maybe happened when they were like 15 years old. I don't think people talk about eating disorders enough too. Like it's actually, it like, I know when I talk to all of my girlfriends and my nutrition clients and everything, like people do struggle. Like it's really hard not to, especially with social media.
People's bodies now is going to be such a nightmare because you've got obviously Ozempic, and it's more the issue. I'm always like more concerned about younger people because I think they're the ones that are being subjected to all this stuff. When we were 18, did anyone know about a jab that was going to make you skinny? No. And no one even thought about it. Like it wasn't even part of it. And obviously, like when I was at school, there was the odd person who had an eating disorder. But I think I've noticed now it's a lot more commonplace for people to be having a lot more issues with their weight, especially at a young age. I do think social media has something to do with that. But then I can't talk because I do post bikini photos. And like, do you know what I mean? It's a really hard one because I wouldn't want to post something that then encourages other people to be like, oh, I should try and look like, not that I think I've got some remarkable body or anything, but I wouldn't want to encourage anyone else to try and, you know, fuck with their diet to look a certain way. Does that make sense?
But I also think like you work hard for your body, so why not show it off? You know?
Yeah.
I think there's a fine line. Like that's why I really think, especially with TikTok, like you just don't want to be putting out information that's toxic to people.
But that's the thing,
you know,
so
you have to think like, would my younger sister, would I want her hearing about this? And I honestly just think focus on like actually nourishing yourself. Like that's what I really try and teach people.
Yeah, and actually more about feeling good,
and
not
stop
necessarily
consuming
looking.
so much shit online. Like honestly, just it's so toxic.
But it's hard though. Like I have got sucked into weird things that I was watching. Oh, I said this to Dr. Motox, putting fucking castor oil in my belly button with a plaster. I mean, my housemate thought I was insane. She goes, what the hell's that? Probably a load of bollocks. And I haven't been doing it again, just in case anyone was wondering. And no, it didn't make me less bloated.
It didn't?
Well, I only did it once and I just got nervous. I was like, this is ridiculous.
I do it sometimes.
Is it actually beneficial?
I don't know. I think, well, castor oil is really good for inflammation, actually. People drink it as well. I don't think it's going to change your life, though, to be honest, like in regards to bloating.
Yeah. But no, but back to like the eating and gut stuff. Do you think if one... Because I'm just going to relate this to me. In my 20s, my diet was not great. I mean, I was drinking sort of 6 Diet Cokes a day. I wasn't particularly fit. I would binge eat. I wouldn't eat until about 4 o'clock and then I'd have a big old bowl of pasta. And that went on for about 6 years. Would that now still impact? Would I have caused enough damage now to have not been able to fix that? But is there stuff that like will long-term really affect one's digestion?
Yeah, I mean, that honestly would. Like if you're doing that for years and years and years, it would. I hope not. I don't want to scare you. But if you're fine, then that's great. But I think some people also are just much more sensitive. Like I've always had the most sensitive stomach. Like I've just always been a very nauseous person and always had a lot of issues. So it really depends. And like that's a whole other topic of conversation though, is like how you're birthed and like your genetics and all of that can play a role too. So like if you're born via C-section or vaginal birth, like that can play a role. Actually, you know what? I was at this conference on the weekend and they said that I think oral health will actually, people will really start focusing on it more because the effects that not taking care of your oral health will have on your gut health, everything is people don't even realize. Like, and you're not actually meant to get your wisdom teeth taken out because it.
Oh, great! I've had fucking 3 of them.
I've had it too.
Maybe that idiot dentist who left the 4th one in was right.
No. But the thing is like what I was saying is like people should actually just be a bit more natural. Like being breastfed from a young age for a long period of time is actually so good for you, and how your face shape forms. It actually will change the way the face of your shape
from breast milk.
Yeah, from breastfeeding.
Wait,
yes.
Sorry, as the baby or the breastfeeder?
No.
My face will change.
The baby. So when you're breastfeeding, the way you're...
I'm now going to look at everyone's faces. You were breastfed until you were 10, weren't you?
The way the way the baby is like feeding from the breast will shape their jaw differently. So if you like actually look at a timeline of people over time, back in the olden days, like people had much more structured faces, wider, like more depth and there was more room for more teeth.
Of all the things I've ever learned, this is probably the nichest. That's
Niche.
That's so bizarre.
This dentist was talking about it. You should have a dentist on here.
I have.
Oh, you have? Like a gut health dentist, though.
Okay, I'll get what he said was that you should match the whites of your eyes to the whites of your teeth. They need to match. That's why otherwise.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not really the gut health to do with that. It's more just like the face, but the oral health has a big effect on gut health is what I was saying.
But everything does seem to lead to gut health. If you're trying to, okay, top 3 things, if you're trying to improve your gut health, what would they be?
Top 3 things. I would say I'm honestly not big about supplements, but if you're really trying to improve it, get a really good probiotic because that's just bound to help create a really good balanced bacteria within your gut. You want a really balanced prebiotic and probiotic like flora within your gut. So I would do that. And I would have 3 meals a day. I know it sounds silly, but wait 4 hours between each meal because as soon as you start fasting until 3 o'clock and then you're having a massive meal like 4 o'clock and then maybe something after late at night, that's really hard on your digestion. Like it's just a lot for your digestive system to process at once. And then also was saying that having more cooked foods is good. But for someone that has a really, really strong gut, that's not really a huge thing. But if you're feeling constantly bloated, I would have more cooked foods for sure. The other thing, if you're really trying to focus on gut health, I honestly would say bone broth. Like I actually would because it has collagen in it, which is really healing for the gut. It has L-glutamine in it, which is really healing for the gut. An analogy I like to use is a balloon. If you were to blow up a balloon, the balloon being your gut, and everything in life does affect not everything in life. There are some major things like sugar is a big one. Having coffee on an empty stomach can like wear and tear on your gut. If you're taking antibiotics, taking Advil, all of those things, those wear and tear on your gut. So slowly over time, it's going to just like get thinner. And then it's not necessarily your gut won't actually burst, but that's when you'll actually start having issues like leaky gut, SIBO, candida, all of these things that everyone's talking about now online. That's when you'll have those issues. And that's when you'll start being bloated consistently. Like there's probably an underlying issue there. And then the other thing though, too, that I don't think people realize is like stress does play a massive role on your gut health too. And just general like lifestyle factors like quality of air, all of those things. So I think a big chunk of it is like maybe stop doing some things as well. And then you can add some other things in too. You kind of need both.
Yeah. Okay, in your opinion, if you are someone who is stressed a lot, what is the biggest, easiest thing that you could add into your life that would help ease stress? Because I think across the board, people generally are stressed. A lot of people have a drink to calm themselves down. Some people go do exercise. Is there one tip you could give that could just ease your mind?
I would say, honestly, for me, it's just like going for a walk without my phone. I don't really know. I think everyone's so different though, because what works for me might not work for someone else. Maybe it's meditation for some people, but that might not work for some people too. Yeah. I don't know. If like a supplement that would be really good for just like calming the system down would be magnesium. That would be great. You could also take 5-HTP is really good. St. John's worts is really good. L-theanine is amazing, and actually matcha has L-theanine in it.
I was gonna say, what brand do you use for bone broth?
Chroma. I love Chroma because I do make my own actually sometimes too, but I have these little sachets that I just put in hot water, and then you can bring it with you anywhere. Like I bring them in my purse. Everywhere.
Well, this is what I mean, because there is so much about that. And even with I'll be honest, I don't, not out of choice. I think I just would forget to. I mean, I probably take the odd one, not even a supplement, electrolytes. That is it. That's the only thing that I actually take. You could end up taking 100 every day. And how much, you don't really know. I personally I've tried stuff in the past, never noticed a drastic difference in anything. Like, what would be the key thing one should focus on taking if you are going to take a supplement?
Yeah, because I think everyone thinks that they need to take supplements and they're so glamorized. But first off, if you are dealing with anything, anything, you feel like something's off, I would just get testing done and then see what's actually going on. You can do a GI map test and that will tell you like if you're chronically bloated. But as for supplements, so don't start taking a million different things just because someone told you to, or it's like glamorized online because of marketing, whatever, your favorite influencer posted it. Don't do that. Don't waste your money, because actually sometimes it can have like a reverse effect on you and you probably won't see a big difference, to be honest. But I would also do blood work and just like see if you're lacking vitamins and minerals in any sort of way. So if you are, then either you could take the supplement if you want the easier route, I guess, probably more expensive, but you could do that, or you can just actually like foods that are high in whatever, magnesium or iodine or whatever you need. Like if you are low in selenium, you can literally eat 2 Brazil nuts a day, and then that's your daily dose of selenium.
Would you recommend that over a supplement? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is where I think the issue lies, because actually, I don't know what, in the scheme of things, supplements generally, they're quite expensive, or can you get sort of cheaper? Because I'm just thinking, if you're sort of on a budget, it's really hard. Like, even if you look at like the organic fruit and veg or whatever, it's a lot more expensive. So if you're someone who doesn't quite have the money to spend a $5 on a fucking avocado, which is outrageous, by the way.
Yeah.
What's your best option?
I would say, I mean, honestly, unfortunately, like the good quality supplements are expensive. Like if you're buying a cheap one, like it's probably not going to be that great. So you might as well, if you're going to spend the money, like I would just opt for the best. But that's why I say like get blood work done to actually see what you need. So you're not spending money on excess things that you don't actually need. But if you eat like a good quality whole foods diet, then you shouldn't need a lot of supplements, right? Yeah. But if you're trying to, I mean, if you don't have, like, you don't want to spend 500 pounds every 2 weeks at the grocery store, I would say, like, honestly, canned items are great. Like, even
really?
I think there's crazy people online that demonize chickpeas, beans in any way. Sure, sometimes they cause bloating for people, but they're actually amazing. It's a great source of protein. It's cheap. Like you can probably buy it for like 1 or 2 pounds for a can. That's a lot of protein. It is or plant protein, but it's a great like source if you put that on a salad or something, or, you know. Yeah. But I would say like you don't need to buy everything organic. So don't waste your money doing that. If there's like banana, don't buy it organic. If it has a casing around it, you don't need to buy it organic. If you're like trying to be more cost effective in like your healthiest self.
Yeah. Random thing I've heard on a banana.
Yeah.
This came off my Instagram. When women are on their period, apparently they shouldn't eat bananas.
Because it's too much potassium?
Really? And also not to eat a banana on an empty stomach. I don't know why. My For You page is fucking with me, I think, because I either think things and it then displays them. But it keeps coming up with all the different things one should and shouldn't eat at certain times. So like a banana should never on an empty stomach. Certain things not to have in the morning.
In saying that though, the best thing, there is a big conversation right now about like cycle syncing your meals with your cycle, woman's cycle. Yeah. So I think some people are a bit extreme when it comes to it, because I know some friends that literally will not eat certain things on certain days because of their cycle. And I just personally, for me, that's never going to work.
Wait, because like it's just, what though? What would one not eat?
Like around your period, you would eat a lot of heavier things like meats and just things that are like more dense.
Well, my favorite's the biscuit tin, but yeah, I know that's.
Yeah. Well, no, not obviously.
No,
not
I know
biscuits, but like you would have like steak, which actually I think like if your body's craving something like that, you should eat it. Like I know for me, when I'm on my period, like I'll crave more meats and like red meat. Yeah. Like I'll actually feel like I need it, and I'll just need more protein. I always feel that way. And I'll tend to like not want cold things as much. That's kind of the whole thing. I mean, there's a whole list of foods. It's a very comprehensive list of like for your 4 stages of your cycle, like what to eat and what not to eat.
I wasn't even familiar. The only thing I knew about was the banana, which now I'm going to eat.
But
do you think it actually does help?
I mean, sure, it like maybe a little bit. Like your body is obviously depleted of certain things when you're like ovulating.
Yeah.
And or like different times of your cycle, your body's depleted of certain things. So it's not going to hurt you, but I think at the same time, it's just, for me, it's not going to work because it's just causing more stress on my system. Like to think about that and to maintain that over time, like I don't believe in that. Just listen to what your body needs. You know, obviously, like if your body's telling you to have a bag of chips, like don't like.
I do follow that voice when that comes in. I go, yeah,
like within reason, obviously, but you know what I mean.
Oh, it's okay. So, question: I get pretty horrific period pains. I went to a doctor. They said it was fine. I didn't have any issues whatsoever. Sweat like I never have done before when I'm hormonal. And the pain, is there anything, because you do see this, that actually if you change your diet when you're hormonal or when you're about to, that can help with that? Is that legit or is that not? Because I mean, I suffer. I'm suffering now having got the fucker.
Yeah.
I'm actually 2 days away.
Yeah. So honestly, if you get really, really bad period cramps, acne, cravings, anything that's really intense, there's probably something off. Like you actually shouldn't really feel like you're dying when you're on your period. That's not normal. And I think it's being normalized. But it's a very, very good indicator for like women's health if they don't have a really intense period. Very big indicator. The first thing I ask my nutrition clients always is about their oral health, as silly as it sounds, but it's very, very telling, and how their menstrual cycle is. The first 2 questions. It's not even diet related. Ever.
Okay, so say you're doing me, not like that, but say, never mind. Say I came to the client, my oral health I think is good. My diet's pretty good. The only bad thing, honestly, is that I smoke. Yeah. And that can't result in period. Sometimes it's fine, other times it's horrific.
Yeah. I lost my period for like 3 years. And that was definitely due to under eating and then like being on that bad cycle over time. And then also your birth control can like majorly affect period as a whole and just like women's health. So I don't know if you've been on birth control too.
No, because I've lost my fucking hair.
I would say, honestly, the best thing to do would to just get testing done. If there's like something off within your body, if you feel like you get really, really bad period, I would probably get like a GI map test and then also a hormone test.
What is your view on contraception?
I mean, it's kind of a hard topic because birth control, I mean, obviously sometimes people do need it. Like, just in like the actual sense, like birth control. But I think a lot of girls use it for their skin. They're using it for, like, honestly, a lot of people use it because it helps with their period and like creating like, it's a fake period though, but it does really mess with your body over time. I think like it does. And also another thing is like Accutane, like any of those things, they really mess with things over time. So I would just, if you can, not be on it.
No, I agree with you. It's hard because then obviously
the body should just honestly be in more of a natural state. Like that's what a lot of things come down to, honestly.
Do you think generally as like a sort of, not as a nation, but we all are not necessarily as healthy, but subjected to so much crap in the air and in the water that just generally it's hard for one, like in London they say there's a load of estrogen in the water. Nothing? Yeah.
I think, well, the thing is a lot of people ask, why are there so many gut issues now? Why are there so many hormone issues? Because people are doing so much. Like they're taking all of these prescription things. People are on, and I'm not anti taking a prescription, but those things do affect you over time. Like if you have a headache, then you start taking a bunch of Advil. That affects your gut health. That affects your hormone. Like, you know, they do affect things over time. And also people do eat a lot of processed things, sweeteners. The air quality does really play a role in your health. Like the quality of water does really play a role. Yeah. So it's all of those things, like pollution. It does affect things, but that's not to say that, like, I hate when people are like fear mongering and like, oh, you need to be scared of everything in life. Like, no, just do what you can, control what you can, and try and keep things honestly a bit more simple. Like, have you ever seen Blue Zones? Like, I think people need to get back to the Blue Zones way of living a little bit more. Like, it's not bad. I'm obviously not like, go have a drink, but like, you don't have to kill yourself over having a glass of wine sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to die. Like, it's fine. If you have a glass of wine, walk, eat like foods, don't overeat, have normal portion sizes, have whole foods. Like, it doesn't have to be so complex. I like doing a bunch of random stuff because like I just like trying things out. But like I do keep things pretty simple as well.
I think that's the problem, is that things are so far from being simple now. Like, as in, it's not, I don't know if that is because of social media or because there's so many different brands out there and companies. Like we're subjected to so many different things of what you should do and shouldn't do. It's a minefield.
Yeah, it is.
Have a Marlboro Gold and a coffee. No, have a Marlboro Gold and a bone broth. Okay, so this is my day to day. Where am I going wrong? I already know the obvious one. Wake up 5 a.m, coffee and a cigarette. I'll then work out, go on a walk.
Baby steps,
yeah, okay. And then I will probably not eat until like 1-ish. And I'll probably I'm actually quite healthy, which is really shocking. I'm not a big foodie, so anything basic. I'll eat because I know I need to, not because I want to.
Yeah.
Which probably is, I mean, I don't know if that's probably not a good thing. But
no, I think that's actually great. Most women are like, craving a million different things.
Get me when I'm on my period. Are you joking? Fucking pizza, I'll have the works. But that's for about 3 days.
Yeah.
And then I just crave junk food. But also because I'm not drinking, I'm not hungover. So when you're hungover, you crave, I would crave crap. Whereas now, because I'm not hungover, I actually crave healthy things.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, are words I never thought I'd hear myself say.
The biggest thing actually is with sleep, your hunger hormone called ghrelin will be majorly affected. And that's why it's not necessarily that you drank the night before. It could have an effect because you're having probably something sugary, but it's because you're just deprived of sleep. So if you're deprived of sleep, you are instantly going to be craving
crap,
way more food, and you're going to feel like you need that energy, you need that coffee, you need whatever is going to stimulate you in some way. So sleep is huge. Like, honestly, I would say that's one of the main things you need to focus on. But
how much sleep? Because obviously it does vary for different people. Like, I've never been someone who sleeps 12 hours a night, and I probably never will be. Like, I've woken up early. I've always woken up early, unless I was hungover. No, actually, I still would wake up early. But whether I go to bed at 9 or 11, I'm up at 5 regardless. Like, and even if I don't set an alarm, I'm still awake then. What is it bad? Because that's only sometimes 6 hours sleep. What is the average that you're meant to have?
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I honestly do. You should be getting like 8 hours of sleep,
but you just can't.
Yeah.
What sort of effect is that going to have on me? I don't really. I mean, when my head hits when I get into bed at night, I mean, I'm instantly out.
Yeah, because it does really matter what type of sleep you're getting too, because you could be getting 8 hours of sleep, but it's not deep REM sleep. So someone that's maybe sleeping longer is not getting the same quality as you. So I really actually do think like some people can run on less sleep.
Yeah.
Obviously not like 4 hours, but 7 hours, like, yeah. I think it's fine. If you feel okay, you should be getting 8 though, ideally. Like, you want to be getting 8.
I just can't do it.
If you can. But to answer your question about what you should do instead of your cigarette.
Replacing that. The coffee I'll replace.
No, I know. We're keeping the cigarette. I would just start having, like, maybe you do like 2 hard-boiled eggs with an avocado at like 8 o'clock in the morning. You will feel so much better throughout the day. You will.
Because then there are also moments where I'm like, I'm not hugely hungry in the evening. Actually, I know I've done this. I won't eat, and then it gets to 9 o'clock, and then I'm hungry. If I'm not massively hungry, is having something like a yogurt bowl or a protein shake at night bad? Not at night, but like 6, if I was then going to go to bed at 9. It's not enough nutrients, but like, is it?
Yeah, it's actually better. Like I said earlier, it's better to have something lighter at night.
Bigger
and
lunches.
More earlier in the day. Like, ideally, your biggest meal would be breakfast. Most important meal of the day.
I know.
And you're missing it. I would try doing that, having just slowly over time kind of shift it more earlier, and then having something a bit later at the end of the day. And a big thing too, because also that will impact your sleep. If you're eating a lot before bed, your body is processing so much food. So it's going to have a hard time unwinding and like actually going into a state of REM sleep right before bed.
Okay.
Yeah. And not having, if we're getting really nitty gritty, if you're really trying to be your best self, not having a lot of raw things. So it's actually not the best to have like a raw salad at night, because it's just harder on your body to like break it down, and then will affect your sleep and everything. Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on intermittent fasting?
Well, I think I kind of discussed it. I'm not into it. Well, for women, men and women are so different. So women, it really will affect your hormones. If you're starving yourself until like 2:00, your body does need time to fast though.
Yeah.
So, but if you're eating your last meal at 6:00 and then you're eating your first meal at 8 a.m., your body has lots of time to like reset, go through its like natural detoxifying process, and give your body like a rest from digesting food. So I think if you do it that way, it's really great. But like I said, like not eating your first meal until 2 p.m., it's not great for women's metabolism, their hormones, their digestion, everything. Whereas men, they like eating their first meal at like 11:00.
Do you have any male clients?
Better. Yeah, I have before. I tend to just...
No, because I actually find it slightly interesting. You know how like when you go on Instagram, there's a lot of men speaking about women's diets, and actually you think, if you had my hormones for 5 minutes, then come back to me and talk about my diet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing, is should you eat before or after a workout as a woman?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, I always get asked, should I eat before I work out on an empty, or should I be working out on an empty stomach? There's a lot of noise about that online, but it's kind of a hard one to answer, because it depends on what time of day you're working out. If you're working out at 11:00, then I would definitely eat before your workout. If you're working out at 7 a.m. in the morning, like for me, I'll try and eat before I work out. I'll try and have like my broth before I work out, and then depending on when I'm working out, I'll eat or I won't eat kind of thing. But your body will just like feed off of different like the way your body will react to having food or not having food will be different. Like it will either feed off of fat or muscle.
Okay.
Depending on if you're eating or before or after.
Working out on your period. I struggle with it. I have about 2 days. I do Pilates to myself because I have no balance whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know how they say don't push your body if you feel like you can't actually do it. What would you recommend?
I honestly would just listen to your body. I seriously would just say that. Like I would not be doing HIIT workouts. I actually do agree with like syncing your workouts with your cycle a bit more than the whole diet thing, because your body it's going through a lot. Like I would just say keep it a bit more chilled if that's what feels good for you.
Be kind to your body.
Be kind to your body.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing like a long run or doing a HIIT workout or anything like that.
You should have seen me on the treadmill yesterday. I was panting after 2 minutes, and I know for a smoker, I managed to.
Yeah, maybe walk in like a more chilled Pilates maybe, or yoga would be good.
Okay, current trending sort of supplements, foods. Okay, views on this. IV drips.
Yes. Again, not necessary, but they are great. They can be great. But they're expensive. You don't need it, but they do wonders.
See, I like a cheeky B12 jab in the bum. That's what I get, because I can't be bothered with the drip in the arm. Protein shakes generally.
Good, but depends on what protein.
Whey protein, creatine, all the teens. What the fuck does all this mean?
Whey protein, the one thing with whey protein, it can cause a lot of acne. Okay. So have you ever seen like gym bros that have really bad acne? No, it's from the whey protein, because people will buy these shitty whey proteins that have a strawberry daiquiri flavoring with them too. But the whey protein, because it's a dairy product, whey is dairy. If you're eating low quality dairy, meats, anything, obviously that's going to really affect your skin. Hormones, skin, everything. Dairy, they all go hand in hand.
Apple cider vinegar.
Love, but you have to do it the right way because it can decay your teeth, and you want like a proper apple cider vinegar with the mother.
Okay.
All of those little stringy things in it, you want that.
Gummies generally, when there's a
Horrid.
vitamin in the form of a gummy. Okay, so avoid that. Yeah, because I think that's very confusing. Because I speak a lot about hair on my Instagram, and obviously there's so many hair, skin, and nails gummies. I personally have never found one that's...
Oh, you know what? Actually is huge that no one knows about is if you look at one of those hair, skin, and nail gummies, it will have, if you look at the percentage of the daily value that you're supposed to have, a lot of times it will be like 50,000% biotin, which 50,000% of your daily recommended dose is insane if you like, obviously. Yeah. And if you have too much biotin, that can actually end up causing acne. So
really?
Look at if you really want to buy a gummy, look at the daily value and what it says.
Okay. Interesting.
But always opt for like a capsule over a gummy. Always.
Yeah, no, I actually have to agree with that.
I think it's good, but it's not necessary.
What the fuck's
it's not going to like really change your life. Everyone says it's so good for your skin, your hair, gut, but it just has a lot of minerals in it, which is obviously great, but is it going to be life-changing? No.
Okay. Marine collagen.
Collagen's great. I think collagen's great, but you can also get it in through food or broth.
This is where Instagram or social media is a thing. Oat milk, to not drink oat milk, to have oat milk and then to not. Alternative milks versus like dairy. Get it, if you're like dairy intolerant, you can't have that. But the oat milk one was a big one. There was like a hype about it. Everyone has to have it. And then now it was like, actually, it's really bad for you.
Yeah. There was an article in the Daily Mail of me like trashing oat milk.
I can't stand it. So trash away.
Yeah. So for me, a big thing is balanced blood sugar. So you don't want to be having a spike and a crash, and oat milk is basically liquid carbs. So it's spiking your blood sugar and then causing a crash. And especially if girls are having their vanilla latte with oat milk on an empty stomach in the morning, that's spiking and crashing majorly. So if I'm not going to say like oat milk is the worst thing ever, but I would have it after a meal if you really want to do the oat milk. But for me, oat milk would be the worst option for milks to have. Yeah.
Oh, I drink lacto-free milk only because for some weird reason I've noticed it's helped with bloating.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Well, obviously. The thing is honestly, if you're getting like here, there's way better. The quality of milks is way better than in America.
Really?
Yeah. The dairy, raw milk is banned from Canada and America, which is insane because if you think about it, obviously raw milk can have bacteria in it, and that's why it was banned in the first place, bad bacteria that can make you sick. But raw milk is so good for you. Like that's like, it has probiotics in it. It has so much nutrients in it. Like that's what you drink when you're born as a baby to like, it's obviously you're drinking breast milk, but it's milk also. So yeah, it just depends on the source of the milk you're getting, I would say. So have like an organic raw milk if you can.
What food genuinely gives you glowy skin?
Honestly,
broth. It's fucking broth. No, because also like, I think the other thing that's quite hard.
And honestly, I think the biggest thing is actually having enough protein is like really crucial. The best I think I look is when I have enough protein and just like greens, honestly, like cooked greens and protein. Like actually does give you glowing skin, because the protein, it's not like if you want your skin snatched tight to the bone, not puffy or anything like that, having really good high quality animal protein is great. And then having a lot of like diverse vegetables. Your gut actually thrives on a lot of diversity. So eating the exact same thing every single day, like eating chicken, rice, broccoli, not actually great for you. Having a lot of variety in your food and herbs and spices and things like that is best.
And you, what do you think makes more of a difference? topical topical things like moisturizers, creams, and all that kind of stuff, or diet?
Diet, 100%.
No, because I think people don't always think about that. Like, I think I noticed because so when my hair fell out, I think I was 16, and it was a bit of the pill. I also was a vegetarian, so I was so fucking lazy. I wouldn't want to chew the meat. I just didn't want it. Anyway, my mother then introduced me to mayonnaise with an organic roast chicken. I thought, hello, and then I started eating meat again, and things did improve. Mayonnaise and cigarettes, the two things I can't ever get rid of. But then I actually started eating meat. It's ridiculous, but it's true, and it actually massively changed everything. Because I think
you can actually get an avocado mayonnaise.
No, even the Hellman's Light's pretty unsatisfactory, if I'm totally honest with you. Listen, I'm not sitting there with a spoon.
Hellman's Light.
I'm just there like I like mayo.
Ew. Mayo kind of gives me the ick.
What? I recently tried to change it for tzatziki. No, but because I always get loads of messages from girls saying, "Oh, should I use this on my hair or all this stuff?" But I noticed the biggest difference is because of diet. And recently, since my sort of healthy awakening this summer, that sounds fucking sick.
I think the products can be good. It's kind of like whether you want to get to the root of the problem or use a band-aid approach when the problem arises. Because maybe a topical product will help you get rid of a spot, or maybe it will help like make your skin look glowy and moisturize if you're using a great moisturizer. But to like actually prevent things from happening, from coming back, then you need to go inside and really focus on what's going on, like nourish your body properly. That will make the biggest difference, honestly. Like the 3 things I would say if you're struggling with acne consistently: look at your diet. What are you eating? What are you drinking? Look at your gut health and look at your hormones. And then you're good.
And then one more question, sorry. Colonics.
Love.
Well, I've had one by a sweet man called David. And it was quite
man?
when I first. Yeah, it was a bloke. He was rather sweet, actually.
Oh my God,
he said, "I'm going to lube this up now." And I was like, I've had this conversation, but in different environments. That's another thing that people go, "Oh, you shouldn't have them because it flushes out all the good stuff." I said the one I had was rather gentle.
Yeah, people abuse them though. Like they get them done way too much, and you don't want to be getting them done way too much.
How often do you say once a year?
Like maybe 3 times a year. Like every quarter you can go in for a colonic.
Okay.
And just get rid of everything, because also, especially if you're like traveling a lot.
Well, this is what I was going to ask
all of that, like it's going to flush everything out. But then after, like take a good probiotic after, so you replenish the gut in the right way.
Top tips for bloating because of traveling. Like I notice whenever I go away, and I don't know if it's the water or what it is, I've now got into eating kiwis with the skin on, which phenomenal health, everyone.
So
what would you recommend? Like, I mean, post-flight, if you're flying somewhere, what would you recommend when you get there? Like
to go to the washroom or to prevent bloating?
Just to help with bloating. I swell up like a balloon when I travel. And I've had it where I've had to go straight like away somewhere for like wedding, showing up looking like a porker.
Yeah. Okay, if I were landing, what I would do is, if you can, go to the sauna or just try and like move a little bit in some way, like sweat in some way. Put your legs up on the wall for like 10 minutes if you can. And then I always bring with me dandelion tea and peppermint tea. Fennel, peppermint. I have this one that's like a combination. It's really good. I would take that, drink that tea every night if you can. Having electrolytes is actually good. I think people are confused about salts, which electrolytes contain salt. Salt is actually good and will actually not make you puffy. It's the right type of salt, because everyone always says, "Oh my God, salt made me so puffy," which is true if you're having like soy sauce and table salt, but having actually the right type of salt will not make you hold on to that water retention. So electrolytes are great. The other thing I would do, I have these capsules called Bloat. Array Bloat. They're basically a blend of different herbs like slippery.
Okay.
There's a lot of like great supplements, honestly, for a bloat and when you're traveling. But I would say those couple of things.
Yeah. And if anyone's got any questions, where can they find you to ask them?
On Instagram and TikTok, Steph Robinson. And I also have a Substack where I post. It's kind of like a website in a way. I post all my recipes. I post deep dives on every supplement you can think of, all the things.
Amazing. Now we're going to go and have a bone broth. Thank you so much for all of that. Thank you, Steph.